welcome to another version of What's Blank Wednesday. It's John, and I am joined by JJ. Behind the lens is our famous Mo, capturing all the great content, and we are in Lowell at Stony Lakeside Park. We're about to set up for our first kayak class of the season, right?
Yep, we got a full class, and we're ready to paddle.
Weather's cooperating, it's warm, and we're ready to put some people on the water tonight. We teach these throughout the summer. You check our website. You guys could sign up for the June 17th or the August 8th, I believe, is the other class. So one of the subjects that we talk a lot about in these intro classes is how to properly use a paddle. So it is a What's Using a Kayak Paddle Wednesday. And JJ, I'm going to have you demonstrate some things as we talk through this, but do you need to really know how to use a kayak paddle to get down a river or across the lake?
No, my first time paddling, I just grabbed a paddle that was probably the wrong size, and I still went out and paddled.
But we took some classes, and I know my first paddle class was a mind blower for me.
Oh yeah.
What do you remember most about learning how to use the paddle properly?
Oh, I was using my paddle upside down all the time because that's how I was told by a random guy at college. So learning how to orient the paddle first, I think, is super important.
So when you use these things properly, it's easier on the body, your boat moves a little easier through the water, you get a lot more control. So there's a lot of advantages to taking a few minutes to both properly set your paddle up and then learn how to use it, and we're going to go through that. So what's the first thing people want to do if they get a two-piece paddle to get it set up?
Put it together.
Okay.
Line up your ferrule here in the middle of your paddle. Stick it together.
Now, how are you going to start by holding that? What's the first thing you're going to do?
First thing we do is I'm going to hold out in front of me, just like that.
And make sure the blades, which are the big fat ends,
are oriented with the long edge up and the short edge down low, like that.
And the scoopy face towards you, so something like this. All right, so you got that paddle oriented properly.
I want to make sure mine is lined up. Blade and blade, I'm going to orient it at 0 degrees so there's no bend in my paddle.
Okay. And where are you going to put your hands on that paddle shaft?
So I'm going to take the middle of my paddle, put it on top of my head. I want to pull my hands out on about a 90-degree bend in my elbow.
So a lot of people have what we call like the beginner's choke, and you bring your hands in and you can't truly get the power you need to move your boat. Plus it's really tough on your wrists and your shoulders when you paddle in like this. So really pay attention to where those hands are. What's this part of the paddle called, this little round thing?
Those are your drip rings. They prevent water from beating up on your paddle blade, dripping down into your lap. So they stop here, they fall right back into the water.
And they do a phenomenal job of what else?
Good spot to place your hands.
So move those drip rings to that 90-degree angle and you'll always know right where your hands belong. So, all right, so now we've got this thing set up properly. We're gonna be able to put the blade in the water and fully catch the stroke and move our boat forward, right?
Correct.
So, should I sit here and use my arms?
You could, it'd be tiring.
What's the words that we like to tell people?
Use your core.
And how do you, what's that? The three famous words. Rotation.
Rotation.
Rotation. So you can't overemphasize trying to engage your stomach muscles, and to do that you want your arms extended so that when you plant that blade you're going to pull through these big obliques and the big muscles in your back. And if you paddle like this, two things are going to happen. One, you're going to be using all arm. These are tiny muscles. You're going to get fatigued. And secondly, chances are you're probably sitting back in your boat, and man, oh man, will that start to make your back ache. So if you've had problems with lower back pain, shoulder pain, or just general fatigue moving your boat, it's probably because you're arm paddling and not rotationally paddling. So that's about all that we can convey in a video like this. Certainly a lot of YouTube video information out there, as well as, again, trying to find a kayak class where you can come and get taught by an instructor on that. So apart from setting these things up, we have a really big selection of paddles at Bill and Paul's, right? How many different models do you think we carry?
I think we've got 10, a dozen different types of paddles we carry.
So we've got a selection of 5 of them in front of us. What are some of the differences in the paddles? I guess starting from a really, really nice paddle and working backwards.
Yeah, so if we're looking at your high-end paddle, long distance, touring, you've got a lot of paddle strokes. You're going to want the lightest paddle you can get. If you're paddling recreationally, you're averaging about 1,000 paddle strokes an hour. And after, several hours of paddling on the water, weight is going to be a huge consideration. So this is a full carbon fiber paddle. We've got full carbon fiber shaft and blades. Super stiff, super light, very, very durable. These are not, you know,
they're not fragile.
They're
I've
not
been
fragile.
paddling carbon fiber. I do not baby my gear. It's taking a beating and it's still in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Going down the line, we get to a fiberglass paddle blade. So still carbon fiber shaft, but these are full fiberglass paddle blades. They're actually very thin. They seem, you know, light, but they are also super, super durable. A lot of whitewater kayakers are using fiberglass blades because they can take a beating over and over and over on rocks, on sand, everything. So very efficient, very stiff.
So basically the message is these things don't break very easily, do they?
Right, yeah. Then going down, we've got still carbon fiber shaft, more of a wrap shaft now, so a little bit heavier, very soft, you know, on the hands. We also have nylon blades or plastic blades. These are blended though with materials. The black one's blended with carbon fiber to give it a little bit more rigidity and a little bit more structure. The yellow one's probably our most popular paddle, to be honest, for recreational use. These are nylon blended with fiberglass, so you still get reinforcement and you know, with more inexpensive model.
So when we teach these classes, the number one thing we get is, holy cow, what a difference a nice paddle makes. So if you're out there with a general rec paddle, stop on in, see the gang down at Bill and Paul's, look at that selection that we've got. You want to come and learn how to use one of these better, try them out, look us up online. JJ and I'd be happy to put you guys out on the water, get you wet, and show you how to use a paddle. So until next week, it'll be another version of What's Blank Wednesday. We'll see you guys later.